Hello, welcome.
What is going on here?
Georgia is the one that's
I'm
got
fiddling.
Adjustment issues today for the first time ever.
To adjust this. There we go. Okay, we are sitting. We are here. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
My name is Georgia.
And I'm Olivia.
And welcome to Nurse Ratchet. So what's been going on? Anything?
Well, I found out that Max's mum listens to the podcast.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
No, I think it's a good thing.
Hello.
Her name is Jodie. Yes, she told me that she knows about how in the Pyxis, how nurses can get through to get meds.
Yep.
Without
Yeah,
having
the override
like,
system.
registered. And she's like, yeah, because we do it.
Yeah, it's a very common thing. That's what they were saying in the redundant case, that every nurse does an override most of the time.
Yeah.
Because there's such communication issues between pharmacy and the Pyxis. Mm-hmm. So what else? Did she say anything?
Well, she really likes it.
Oh, that's good.
Of course. She listens to most of the episodes, I think.
That's cool.
Yeah. I wonder if she knows that there's a video, corresponding videos that go with it.
I don't know.
I'll have to see.
Tell her to follow the Instagram.
Yeah, I will.
Well, if she listens, she knows about it.
Yeah.
Follow our Instagram, Max's mum. What are you doing? What the fuck?
And we're adjusting again.
What's going on? No, it's 1 second.
Oh my God.
I know. How's it feel? There we go. Okay, we're good.
It's amusing. It's a little bit annoying though. It's all right. You're forgiven.
Okay. Well, today
begin.
I don't really have any updates. I'm just in the process of creating a fucking fish pond out the back.
Yes.
For some reason, I decided on a whim. No, it all started because my mum gave me a big fucking pot. And I was like, I could make that an outdoor pond. Went to a fish shop, bought some fish, put some fucking water in there, chucked them in. And then...
So much more simple than having a tropical aquarium. I have a tropical aquarium at home and it's
hard work.
Way more work than that.
No.
She's got the goldfish.
Fun fact, I used to date a guy who had a freshwater aquarium inside. And with goldfish and such, and they used to literally yeet themselves out of the fucking aquarium.
Because the water quality was so bad.
They used to die. He had to siphon out the water every day and fill it back up again.
Yeah, because he's got goldfish in a tiny tank.
It was massive.
Their bioload is extremely huge. You need a tank that's
like
10
tank.
times the size.
It was massive. It was a big tank.
Yeah, but how many goldfish did he have of what
Multiple.
size? Size, yeah. Okay.
Heaps. Anyway, he kept going back for advice, and they all gave him different fucking advice. And then,
My
at
advice would be
different
get
shops,
rid of the goldfish.
Well, we did eventually because I couldn't keep them alive. Would come downstairs every morning. There'd be one on the fucking floor.
Oh God.
He had no pets or anything like that other than this fish, and they would just kill themselves.
Yeah, because they're trying to escape the water.
I know.
The only time
sad.
so in my fish tank, I have a tropical aquarium, okay, it's 80 litres, so 20 gallon for the Americans listening. And I have a German blue ram. He's an electric blue. He's beautiful. And I have 6 coolie loaches, and I have 8 green neon tetras. And I have a lot of blue cherry shrimp. And when I first... You should have heard her on the little birthday getaway when you had wine or something.
No,
we did the wine tasting.
Yeah, did I burp?
And we got home and you let off 44 burps straight. I counted. It was more than 30.
It's because all I was drinking that weekend was Prosecco.
Yeah, I know. You should hear her, guys and girls. I mean,
I was very gassy.
Yeah, and she's literally in the bathroom doing her makeup and she's just like, ugh. Sorry, guys, I'm so gassy. Just announcing it to everyone.
I'm a real person.
I never burp. You know what, though? Last week I did
Can fart.
I did my first burp ever in my life.
As in a loud one.
As in an audible one. Because all of my burps are reflux and I just feel it come.
Yep.
And then it's gone. And nothing, it doesn't come out anywhere.
So this was your very first burp. You've been suppressing it for
but you know how I did
years.
it? I coughed really hard. That's why I burped.
Cough, cough, bleh.
For the first time ever.
That's fun.
Max heard it and he gave me a congratulations because I've never ever burped in front of him because
like,
I've never
wow.
ever burped. Like actually genuinely burped.
Yeah, when there's men around, I don't have any flatulence or gas that escape me.
God, you just reminded me of like, you know, the first time you stay over at a guy's house and
You
you're
just
just
gotta hold it
so
in.
bloated.
It's so uncomfortable.
Because you've just gone and had dinner and alcohol and they're
Yep.
like, come on, have a beer. And you're
And
like
then you gotta
super intolerant to beer.
And then you got to try and have sex with like a bubble just sitting in your anus.
Yeah, but more than that, like your whole abdomen like is swollen and painful because you just got to fart so bad. Yeah. But it's not just one. It's like you've got at least 10.
Yeah, and then you got to like try and sneak them out when he's not in the room. I usually have a stealth method of holding one cheek.
Yes, let it slide out silently.
Yes, but then you run the risk of it being smelly.
Yeah, but also if you've shaved, do you know when you shave, everything's a lot louder down there.
Really?
Is that not the case with you?
I did not know this.
When you fart, do you ever
Not noticed.
shave your butthole?
I try and avoid shaving my butthole.
Okay, so if you ever shave your butthole, like I do sometimes,
Yeah.
and then you fart with a shaved butthole, there's no lubrication or like
Lubrication.
Like there's no.
You mean muffling of?
Yeah, there's no hair to
Lubrication.
like. Well,
Hairs
or
don't
to
lube.
dampen the sound and provide a escape mechanism for the fart.
Shit.
So when there's no hair, it just comes out with the skin.
Sorry. How did we get here? You must have a fuck ton of ass hair. I'm just saying. You must be like a woolly mammoth down there. I only have a few stray hairs.
I only have a few too, but they're like longer.
Anyway. Hi, Max's mum. Anyway, we better get into the details.
We should name this one, Hey Max's Mum, Don't Listen.
Don't listen. Don't listen, Max's mum. No, do, because this is a really interesting case.
It is. What is it?
It's called the
me.
Thai Cave Rescue in the Tham Luang Cave.
Try again.
Is it bad? Did I get that wrong?
Probably.
Okay.
By the way, guys, I'm just going to say this Flying Power energy drink, white,
Aldi
from
brand.
Aldi. It smells like passion fruit infused sweat and piss. And it smells like it too.
Okay, here
Don't
it is.
recommend.
Okay, I like it. Anyway, it's Tham Luang Nang Non.
Tham Luang Nang Non.
So it's Tham Luang Nang Non. I did say it right.
Yeah.
Period. So let's get into it. It's really interesting. This will probably be about 3 parts. So we'll see how far we get.
I'm ready.
On the morning of June 23rd, 2018, the air in Mai Sai, Thailand, was thick and heavy with tropical humidity. Assistant coach Akapol Chanthawong, known as Ake, paced along the edge of a soccer field, keeping an eye on the boys from the Wild Boars football club as they trained. Ake, who was just 25 and had once been a Buddhist monk, had gone through an unimaginably hard childhood. He'd lost his entire family to illness and hardship, and in many ways, the boys on his team had become the closest thing to family he had. They were a close-knit group from a small border town near the mountainous edge of Thailand and Myanmar, surrounded by dense jungle waterfalls and the towering limestone cliffs that gave the land its wild beauty. The team had a big regional match coming up, and Ake encouraged them from the sideline. Knight, the oldest and one of the newest members, was making strong plays down the middle of the field. It was his birthday that day, something everyone on the team knew and was quietly celebrating in their own way. As practice wound down, the head coach left Ake in charge. The boys had been talking excitedly about going on a little birthday adventure to explore the nearby Tham Luang Nang Non.
That was even worse. Sorry.
To explore the nearby Tham Luang Nang Non.
We are going to have to come up with something else. I am going to lose my shit every single time.
Do you know what it reminds me of? That song, In the Ning Nang Nong, and the cows go bong. Have you heard that?
Yeah, and the cows go moo.
Anyway, Tham Luang Nang Non cave system. It was a popular local landmark, a sprawling, twisting 6-mile cave complex carved into the mountain's limestone belly. Ake wasn't sure about the timing. It was already late in the day, but the boys were persistent. They reminded him are we still laughing? Get it out. Get it all out. Get it together. They reminded him it was Knight's birthday and they wouldn't stay long. Eventually he agreed, reminding them that they'd need to be back before dinner. The group mounted their bikes and headed off toward the cave. Titan, the smallest and youngest at just 11, had to work hard to keep up. He'd never been inside the caves before and felt a mix of excitement and nervous energy. The caves weren't just a geological wonder, they were wrapped in local legend. According to folklore, a heartbroken princess had once hidden there with her forbidden lover, and after he was killed, she took her own life inside the cave. Locals said the cave water was her endless tears.
So that's definitely a place you want to go then.
Yeah. Well,
have you
they're
seen
all
those
very
memes?
Inquisitive children.
Have you seen those memes?
No.
It's like cave divers when they
Oh,
see
yes.
it. And it's like a tiny hole and then someone jumps through, like an AI thing.
Yeah.
And there's just their shoes.
Yes. I will never understand.
No.
The cave diving fanatics. I just don't understand it. I can't even go in an elevator for very long before I start to feel nervous. So
I've been in a bunch of caves in Thailand when I went there.
Really?
None filled with water though. And that was actually scary enough. It was absolutely stunning and beautiful and mesmerizing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You come across a lot of little offerings that Thai people give to their dead loved ones. Yeah.
Yep. And to local legend as well. A lot of people brought offerings to this princess in this cave. Anyway.
And they light a lot of candles. There's a lot of beautiful flowers in there and stuff. They're gorgeous. But I can't imagine going in there if it's filled with water.
Well,
Terrifying.
It wasn't at the time.
Ah, yes. Okay.
There's like a little trickle, but it's like, yeah.
Yeah, it's damp in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Titan tried not to dwell on the story because he was only 11. He trusted Coach Ake to keep them safe.
Aww.
At the mouth of the cave, Ake told the boys to leave their bikes and anything unnecessary behind. The caves could get tight and it was easier to move light. Some of the boys even ditched their shoes, used to moving barefoot when needed. Titan raced down the slick, muddy steps that led into the cave's entrance. A sign was posted nearby, warning about dangerous flooding from July through to November, but it was still June. And Ake, like everyone else in the region, believed that they had time before the monsoon rains arrived, so that it would flood when the monsoons came, right?
And this is every year, seasonally.
Every year, yep. Inside, the air quickly turned cool and damp. The shift from the jungle heat to underground stillness was intense. Titan looked around in awe at the giant stalactites hanging from the ceiling, some of them streaked with red and cream.
I've got photos of those.
Have you? These exact ones?
No, I mean the stalactites in the Thailand cave.
Are you sure it wasn't the same one?
I fucking doubt it.
Where were you in Thailand?
Oh my God, I went to a few places.
Was it in Myanmar?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I'm sure it's very similar. It's probably limestone. Yep. It reminded him of something out of a superhero movie, like a secret fortress hidden deep beneath the earth. But that sense of wonder was quickly interrupted by a sound he couldn't place. He froze for a moment, heart pounding, until one of the older boys appeared out of the shadows and urged him to keep up. The group continued deeper into the cave, aiming for a massive chamber about 3 miles in that the locals called the underwater city. 3 miles in? What the fuck?
There are a lot of steps to get down into these caves, usually.
Oh my God.
Very
That's
steep.
too far. I don't like it already.
Yeah, it'll take you 20, 30 minutes to get down in there.
It was a milestone among local kids. Anyone who made it that far would scribble their name on the rock to mark the achievement. Titan was amazed by what they passed. Massive echoing halls with jagged rock ceilings, tiny crawl spaces where they had to drop their bellies, and narrow channels of cold water. The oldest boys sometimes carried the smaller ones across where the floor dipped into pools, so there's a little bit of water. After about an hour, they made it into the underwater city. Knight, still riding high from his goal earlier in the day, felt like this had been one of the best birthdays he could remember. Soccer, an adventure, and soon a favourite meal waiting at home. But as time ticked by, some of the younger boys started to feel hungry. Titan asked how much longer there'd be. Ake glanced at his watch and agreed it was time to start heading back. They didn't want parents getting worried. Knight jogged on ahead through the tunnel system, but suddenly stopped. In front of them, water was pooling and rising quickly, covering the path back. Wouldn't you just die instantly? I would.
Yeah.
I'd be deceased from fright.
Instant panic.
Yep.
Total terror.
He shouted for Ake, who rushed over and shone his flashlight into the black water.
Can you imagine how loud that shit would be too?
Yeah. Rushing in, yep. It didn't make sense. This was their way out. There hadn't been any sign of rain when they entered. Still, the water was there and rising fast. Maybe it was just a brief surge. Thinking they might still be able to push through, Ake tied one end of a rope around his waist and gave the other to the boys, telling them to pull him back if he tugged twice. Then he stepped into the water and disappeared. Brave. Mm-hmm. Fucking hell. The current inside was powerful. It was hard to see. After a long, exhausting swim, he tugged the rope twice. When he resurfaced, the boys gathered around. Ake told them the water was rising too fast. They wouldn't be able to leave the way they came. The only safe option now was to go deeper into the cave to higher ground. He led them to a place known as Pattaya Beach, a raised sandy area inside the cave where they could rest. He told them the water would likely drop by morning, but outside, no one knew that they were missing yet and the rain had not stopped.
Were all of their belongings outside the cave
Yes.
washed away? So there's no marker.
Oh, washed away? No,
Yeah.
no.
Oh, okay.
They find it. Inside a modest 2-story home in Mai Sai, Knight's mother, Superluck, is setting the table for his birthday celebration. She ties her hair back into a bun and carefully arranges the plates, keeping an eye on the emoji ice cream cake. Knight's special request.
Oh, cute.
She wants everything to be just right for her only son. Outside, the rain begins to pour more heavily. The hours are passing and Knight still hasn't come home. Growing increasingly uneasy, Superluck calls out to her husband, who is stretched out in front of the television watching a football match. She voices her concern, saying Knight should have been back hours ago. He reassures her casually, saying the son is 16, probably just out enjoying himself with friends. But her instincts tell her otherwise. She picks up the phone and calls Coach Knock, the head of the Wild Boars football team, hoping he might know where the boys are. Coach Knock is calm, not particularly concerned, and suggests the boys are likely just off doing something adventurous. Superluck,
Yes.
still feeling anxious, urges him to check with the other parents. A short time later, Coach Knock calls her back, this time with a shift in his voice. He's heard from one of the players who stayed home sick that the team plan to explore the nearby caves with assistant coach Ake. Wouldn't you just shit?
Why would you? Why would you go explore?
I don't know. Don't do that. Stay indoors.
Don't listen to your coach, guys. Especially if you're 11, which is hard to do, but don't do it.
Superluck immediately rushes to the window. The rain is now pouring in sheets and the yard is beginning to flood. Her heart sinks at the thought of the boys being in those caves with this kind of weather. She calls for her husband and insists they go. She tells him the boys are in the cave and they need to leave immediately. By this point, the rain is relentless. Flash floods are rising toward the cave. It's already 10 p.m. and the wild boars have now been trapped for more than 8 hours already. It's crazy.
Fucking hell.
Poor things. At the cave entrance, Superluck stands among a group of parents and Coach Knock. Together, they call the boys' names into the cave's black mouth.
These are literally children.
Yeah. Hoping for an answer that doesn't come. Their shouts are swallowed by the darkness. Coach Knock ventures into the cave briefly and returns with a pair of flip-flops. Superluck recognises them immediately that they belong to her son. She clutches them, her worst fear solidifying. It's just about midnight. Sunday, June 24th, across Chiang Rai. The governor is preparing for bed when he gets an urgent call from his assistant.
The governor of Thailand?
Of Chiang Rai.
Chiang Rai?
Yep.
Chiang Mai?
It's Chiang Rai, R-A-I.
Chiang Rai, okay.
Yep. So across Chiang Rai, the governor is preparing for bed when he gets an urgent call from his assistant. The message is clear. A group of 12 boys and their coach are missing in the Tham Luang caves. The families are frantic. The assistant urges the governor to come quickly. Governor Narongsak, an engineer by training, is a man of order and structure, but this situation is unprecedented. I'm not sure why it's unprecedented. It's a fucking cave system that people go into and it floods. Like, come on.
You see, it's like people smoking and being shocked that they get cancer. If I get lung cancer one day, I've got no right to be shocked.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's like an alcoholic getting liver cirrhosis too.
Oh, I didn't see this coming.
Yeah, right?
He drives to the caves through the storm and finds nearly 50 people already there in the rain. One of the park rangers briefs him. The group is likely inside the cave, but the water levels are rising rapidly. The ranger says he can only hope they've found an air pocket to survive in. The governor gives the go-ahead for a search team. Local police, forest rangers, anyone with familiarity of the cave. You quickly discover that this is the most unorganised rescue ever. And there's like shit tons of people at the caves at any given moment. It's like it really lacked coordination until...
It's like a resuscitation that's not going smoothly.
Yeah, until people sort of stepped in and took charge.
That's what needs to happen in those situations.
Yeah.
You need to have someone that just can think straight, can stay calm,
is trained in leading a team. Yeah.
Just know how to go step
They
by
bring
step.
in a bunch of different people, and we'll go through them. Within the hour, 20 volunteers head into the cave. After 3 hours, they return empty-handed. The water is too deep and forceful, the darkness impenetrable. They found nothing. The search is paused overnight due to the dangerous conditions. As Narongsak discusses next steps with his team, a ranger mentions a British man named Verns Unsworth, known locally for his deep knowledge of the Tham Luang cave system. The governor instructs them to reach out to him. They need every advantage they can get. By 10 a.m, Vern Unsworth is deep inside the cave with his Thai caving partner Lack. Despite his experience, Vern is shocked by the conditions. The cave is almost unrecognisable, flooded, cold and dangerous. So this is an expert. He goes in all the time.
Into this particular one?
He's a cave diver.
Okay.
Yeah. He and Lack pause at a junction where two tunnels diverge. Normally dry, it's now under the fast-moving water. Vern believes the boys must have gone left towards a chamber known as Pattaya Beach. If they'd gone right, the current would have taken them. They call out, hoping to hear something, but only silence answers them.
How lucky is it that they knew to go left then?
I know.
In a way.
Yeah. That's where this is like where
That
they
coach
were
did
hoping
know.
to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They wanted to go into the underground city or whatever and scratch their names in it, and it was that way.
But imagine if you made a mistake.
I
there
know.
and just
I know.
accidentally went the wrong way.
Fucking crazy.
Which I imagine would be quite easy to
Quite
do.
easy.
Because we're human.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Back outside, the rescue team is growing. Police, rescue workers and volunteers all converge, but they face the same problem. The water is deep, powerful and rising. There's no clear path forward. Realising the situation is more serious than expected, the governor orders that the Thai Navy SEALs be brought in. Bringing in the big guns.
Wow. That's serious.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. At 4 a.m, Rear Admiral Apicorn, head of the Thailand's elite military diving team, arrives with his crew. He was under the impression this would be a straightforward mission, but what he finds is chaos and rapidly worsening conditions. What no one mentions is that cave diving isn't part of the SEAL standard training.
Oh, no.
I know.
No, really?
No, it's not. It's not. They're Navy. Their expertise lies in open water, not tight flooded tunnels. Nevertheless, they get to work, but with single tanks, minimal mapping and unsuitable gear, the task is nearly impossible. Because with like open water diving, you've got really bulky tanks and backpacks and shit.
Right.
Whereas cave divers have these little like streamlined little tanks and rebreathers and shit.
So what, they didn't bring that stuff?
They didn't have it. Isn't that wild?
Why not?
Because they don't do caves.
But didn't someone have cave diving
Yeah,
equipment?
they'll get professional cave divers in eventually. But they start with the Navy SEALs because they're the pride of Thailand.
Wow.
Yeah. When the SEALs return from their first attempt, they're drenched and exhausted. They report having made it as far as Pattaya Beach, but the boys weren't there. All they found was a length of rope. Vern and his fellow divers realise this is more complex than expected. The SEALs are courageous, but this rescue will require specialised skills. Later, Vern walks into the cave's makeshift command centre, a ranger hut converted into the headquarters. He finds Governor Narongsak on a call. When the governor finishes, Vern presses him, explaining that cave diving is an incredibly technical skill. Without experienced cave divers, the chance of rescue is slim. The governor didn't respond. He simply turned and walked away. Vern recognised his mistake. He's a foreigner, and challenging a Thai official in public is seen as disrespectful. He'll need to try another way. Meanwhile, inside the cave, one of the boys, Titan, lies awake. It's the third night. Their coach has led them deeper into the cave to avoid the rising water, so they've gone in deeper. Titan,
Third night?
yeah, they're in there for a long-ass time.
They must be starting to really lose track of like...
They do. They have no idea how many days.
What the fuck is going on? Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Like, it comes back to, like, that sleep deprivation thing we were talking about too. Not like they were getting sleep in there either.
Well, you'll see how they manage. They
Okay.
do amazing things to keep sane.
Okay. I'll see. I need to remember that.
Titan holds the flashlight. The battery's almost dead. Shadows dance on the walls and his imagination is running wild. He thinks he hears a rooster crowing. He nudges Knight, one of the elder boys, who stirs from sleep. Titan swears he heard something outside, but Knight tells him it's just the cave playing tricks on him. Trying to distract themselves, Titan asks what they're going to eat at Knight's birthday party. Knight, half asleep, mumbles something about cake, KFC and pork crackling. Their stomachs ache from hunger. Titan tries to remember what day it is. Neither of them know anymore. Outside, the storm is still going. At the ranger hut, Vern returns, this time approaching the Minister of Tourism, a man who has more authority and less pride to defend. Vern is more careful now. He explains that the SEALs are doing their best, but this is beyond their training. They need professionals, cave divers who specialise in rescues. The Minister listens. Vern recommends 2 names, Rick Stanton and John Valanthan, both based in the UK. The Minister nods and makes the call. In England, Rick Stanton is at home with his partner Amp, a Thai woman familiar with the region. She tells him about the situation. She has a strong feeling they're going to be called. When the phone rings and confirms it, the Thai government needs their help. Rick immediately calls John and tells him to get ready. Their flight leaves that night. As Rick packs his gear, Amp watches quietly. She mentions that she grew up near the caves and that locals say the mountain above it is haunted. It's called the Sleeping Princess. Rick smiles and says something hopeful, but privately he knows this mission will test every skill he's ever learnt. It's the 5th day of being trapped. Deep inside the flooded tunnels of the Tham Luang cave, assistant coach Ake sits with the boys on a small rock ledge. All around them is murky brown water that blocks any chance of exit. The cave is pitch black, and they've been conserving their flashlight batteries, so they're surrounded by shadows that flicker across the cave walls. Time feels like it's stopped. Ake doesn't know what day it is anymore. The youngest boy, Titan, is trembling from the cold and clings to Ake for comfort. He keeps asking what day it is, a question Ake can't answer. The other boys look to him constantly, hungry, thirsty, exhausted, and Ake feels the pressure of needing to keep them calm. Some boys voice their fears out loud. One wonders when someone will come for them. Another says he feels dizzy and is struggling to breathe. Ake starts to worry that the group is starting to mentally unravel, and he knows he has to act quickly. He gathers them together and tries to refocus their attention. He reminds them to hold on, to trust that the rain will eventually stop and that help is coming. But the fear is getting to them. Titan starts crying. He's the 11-year-old, saying he's scared he's going to die.
Yeah, fucking fair enough.
Yeah, that word hits Ake hard. He won't let that happen. Ake tells them to sit up straight, close their eyes and begin to breathe, slow and steady. He guides them through a meditation, drawing on his past training as a Buddhist monk. He'd once practiced Vipassana meditation, a discipline that centres around mindful breathing. It's something they'd done before games, but never under conditions like this. As he looked around at the boys, eyes closed and breathing in sync, he realises how his time in the monastery may have prepared him for this exact moment. One by one, the boys begin to settle. Their heart rates slow down, the panic begins to fade, and for the first time in days, a sense of calm fills the space. Eventually, the flashlight dies completely, but no one notices. They're too deep in their meditation. Their minds temporarily freed from hunger, cold and fear. Isn't that crazy? So smart to meditate.
I did visit some Buddhist temples and monks when I was in Thailand and Bali. I remember being part of like their prayer group and stuff like that, and that was incredibly calming.
The worst thing you can do in these situations is panic, that's for sure. But God, I'd be panicking. Fuck me. It's easier said than done when we're sitting in a nice warm fucking pod studio and not in a dark, wet cave for 5 days. It's 1 a.m. on June 28th, 6 days since the boys and their coach went missing in the caves. Rain is still pouring as Major Charles Hodges walks through the muddy chaos of the base camp. A mess of tents, food trucks, hoses and generators. He's part of the 353rd Special Operations Group with the US Air Force, a unit that gets sent in when things feel impossible. They've been called in from Japan to help. This team isn't just military muscle. They're experts in everything from scuba diving to structural surveys, and they're trained to bring order to total disarray. As Hodges makes his way toward the cave entrance, he takes in the scene. Wires tangled across mud, workers scrambling, a general sense of motion with no clear direction. This level of disorganisation surprises even him. Inside the cave, it smells damp and old. Rain has been constant for days. As he moves deeper, he notices how massive the chambers are and how high the mud stains climb on the walls. His Sergeant Derek Anderson confirms what they're both thinking. The water levels have been and could get dangerously high. It's clear the river in the cave still has plenty of room to rise. Then a Thai worker suddenly yells a warning. The water's coming in fast and diving has been banned. Hodges hesitates, sizing up the situation. It doesn't look dangerous yet, but within minutes, water is pushing into the cave, rising quickly across the floor. It becomes clear that conditions inside can change almost instantly. Hodges orders the team to retreat. Later, Thai Navy SEALs officially suspend all diving operations. But for Rick and John, 2 British divers with elite caving experience, that doesn't change their plans. They've flown across the world for this mission, and they're not waiting around while the water rises. When they head to the cave, the next morning, no one stops them. Being known in the rescue world has its perks. Inside, the water is noticeably higher. Rick prepares his homemade buoyancy kit, just an old patched-up car in a tube, and both men begin their dive. As they swim through the chamber 3, the environment gets more threatening. Loose wires, garbage, and strong currents. Any of these could prove fatal. Despite all of that, Rick manages to push through to an air pocket. That's when he sees them. 4 Thai pump workers stand on a rock shelf. They shouldn't be there. They look terrified and have clearly been stuck for hours. Communication is a challenge. They don't speak English, and the water is still rising fast. It's clear the men needed to be rescued immediately or they will drown. Rick decides there's only one option. They have to be brought out one by one, sharing the air supply. Using gestures, he shows them how they can take turns with the mouthpiece. The first worker is shaky but agrees. The swim back is short but tense. When they surface, the man panics and tries to break away, nearly causing a disaster. Rick holds him steady and manages to get them both out safely. John faces the same issue with the next man. They repeat this process until all 4 are rescued, but they panicked in the process and nearly fucking drowned them all. By the time they exit the cave, exhausted and wet, no one seems to realise what just happened. No one celebrated it. Not even the workers. But word eventually reaches Major Hodges, and it's enough for him to make a mental note. These 2 divers might be critical if the boys are found alive. That same evening, the governor of Chiang Rai province sits at a folding table in the ranger station. He's been working around the clock. Despite all the personnel and effort, from Thai soldiers to international dive teams, there's still no sign the boys are even alive. Helicopters, emergency clinics, and soldiers are spread across the region, and even the king has sent in food trucks and support. Still, there's been no breakthrough. The governor, though grateful for international support, worries it's all becoming noise. Too many people and not enough clarity. He needs ideas, real ones. That's when he meets Tanit Netsi, a Thai civilian with a background in water management. He's not a soldier, not a diver, just a guy in red waterproof shoes and a brain built for problem solving. His idea was using seismic scanners to map the cave. The governor is intrigued but cautious. A blast underground could risk the boys' lives, so he shuts it down. But he sees potential in Tanit. When asked how to stop the water, Tanit thinks fast. The water table's saturated, so what if they drained it? Thousands of gallons straight from inside the mountain. The plan is wild, but they go for it. Tanit gathers hundreds of soldiers, massive drilling equipment, and sets up operations above the cave. It's risky. Drilled too shallow and nothing happens. Too deep and it could cause a landslide. Meanwhile, Vern Unsworth, the British caver who knows Tham Luang better than anyone, is growing more anxious. It's been nearly a week. The British divers are talking about leaving. The currents are brutal. Thai SEALs are injured and exhausted, and no one can even reach the T-junction, let alone the boys. Vern meets with Rick and John, and they all agree the situation is a mess. There's no coordination, the rain isn't letting up, and if the boys are dead, they're wasting time. But Vern pleads with them to stay just a few more days in case something changes, and they reluctantly agree. At the same time, Tanit's water operation is in full swing. Up in the hills, giant drills pierce into the earth as soldiers clear paths through the jungle. It's a long shot, but it works. When the water table breaks and water erupts from the mountainside, Tanit knows they've done it. He signals the pump operators, and just like that, one of the cave's biggest threats has a fighting chance of being managed. So they've started to pump the water out. So hopefully they'll be able to calm the currents that are in there that make it really hard to see and swim. Mm-hmm. By late afternoon, Tanit and his team were pumping out around 2 million gallons of water every hour. That tells you how much fucking water are in these caves. It's crazy. It's a plane going over. Hopefully it's not US Air Force coming to bomb us next. The fuck? Have you seen the footage?
Oh, I don't know if I've seen what you're talking about.
They're bombing Iran right now, the US Army.
Why?
Because they've joined the war with Israel.
Oh, well, that's fabulous, because that means Israel will now start bombing the US, apparently.
No, Israel and US are allies.
Oh, right.
They're currently bombing Iran.
I'm thinking of Iran, sorry.
Yeah. Israel declared war on Iran. They've been fucking shooting missiles at each other for the past couple of days.
Oh, yes, of course.
And America
I've seen
originally...
all those videos.
Yeah, America originally were like, no, we're not getting involved. And now they've bombed 3 different nuclear places in Iran.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know that Iran did announce that anyone that helps Israel will be bombed.
Yeah.
Including Australia, so we'll wait and see what happens.
fucking hope we stay out of it.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, we digress. It's fun being in 2025. Anyway,
It's actually crazy.
it's wild. It's fucking insane.
What the hell? We've had 2 world wars in like the last, 130, whatever fucking 150 years. And now there's like going to be a potential third. Humans are fucked.
Oh, so fucked.
Can the human race just pass away like permanently?
I'm sure they will soon.
That's the best thing that could happen to the planet.
That's dark. Anyway,
But
looks like it's heading that way. Anyway, let's just enjoy this story of survival.
Yes.
It was a long shot, but there was hope that this might be enough to lower the cave's water table just enough for the divers to finally push past the T-junction, a critical choke point no one had been able to get through. As evening settled in around the cave, the forest was thick with smoke and mist, all lit by glaring halogen lights. In the middle of it sat Superluck. Her son, Knight, had now been missing for 6 days. His birthday had come and gone while he was still trapped underground. Around her, the other parents sat quietly on mats and plastic chairs, trying to eat but unable to keep down food. Their eyes stayed fixed on the mouth of the cave, swatting away mosquitoes and waiting. Even with the unbearable waiting and fear, not a single one of them considered giving up. Their boys were still inside, and they held on to the belief that they were alive. God, that'd be horrid. They couldn't help with diving or drilling, but they could do something. One of the mothers began gathering fruit and sweets from the supply tents, and soon others followed. Together, the group formed a quiet procession, candles in hand, walking to the spirit house just outside the camp. There stood a statue of Chiang Nan Non, the sleeping princess. Offerings were placed at her feet and prayers were whispered, asking her to show mercy and free the boys. Some parents, physically and emotionally drained, collapsed beside the shrine. Photos of this quiet, painful moment quickly made their way to news outlets around the world. Now everyone could see the raw heartbreak of the families waiting above ground. Meanwhile, deep inside the cave, Coach Ake couldn't tell if his eyes were open or closed anymore. It was pitch black. He blindly reached out to feel the shoulders and arms of the boys around him, a small comfort that they were all still there, still breathing. The boys' voices were faint, each asking when help would come or if it ever would. Ake knew they weren't really asking anymore. They were just saying the words out loud, clinging to the hope that someone somewhere would hear them. But Ake knew he had to act. Meditation had helped before, but now he wanted to give them something else, something to do. He found a rock, called the boys over, and started banging it against the wall. If no one was coming, then maybe they could save themselves. He asked Adul, one of the older boys, to help him find more rocks, and soon they were all chipping away at the cave wall. The goal was simple, maybe even impossible, to dig a hole through the other chamber, but it gave them a sense of purpose. The sound of small hands tapping limestone echoed through the darkness, a rhythm of defiance and hope. Ake sat back down and started counting. Anything to keep the mind busy and to stay grounded. He's so brilliant. He's literally just getting them to do something. Like, they're not going to be able to dig out.
Keep their mind active.
Up above, it was now June 30th, day 8 of the search. In chamber 6 of the cave, Belgian diver Ben Raymonence was preparing for another attempt. Ben, who lived most of the year in Phuket, running a dive company, was one of the first local experts to volunteer. He was strong, skilled and experienced, but even he had been shaken by what lay ahead. On the first dive earlier in the mission, Ben barely made it 400 feet in before he was caught in a violent cross-current between chambers 3 and 4. It was so tight he had to flatten himself just to get through. It felt like scaling Everest underwater. The experience had left him rattled, and he warned the SEALs that this mission was dangerously close to suicidal. Still, he stayed. Now conditions were slightly better. The water wasn't quite as wild, and he had a solid dive partner, Maxime.
So they're still pumping out everything?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Now that they've started pumping, the water's not as crazy.
Yeah.
The plan was to lay down 400 yards of guideline rope past the T-junction, a literal lifeline for the rescue teams trying to reach deeper into the cave. No one had made it past the T since day 2, because the water's just been getting worse and worse. As soon as Ben entered the water, he was thrown around by currents that acted more like a washing machine than a river. Isn't that... Oh, that'd be terrifying. Within minutes, he was slammed into a rock basin and was wedged in tightly. He couldn't move. Panic started creeping in, but his training kicked in. He stilled his breath and waited. Then he felt a tug on his fin. Maxime checking in on him. Ben gave the universal signal, go limp. Maxime pulled him out. The two surfaced together in a small air pocket. Ben was shaken, but not ready to quit. Maxime's oxygen was running low, but Ben had a rebreather, giving him more time. They agreed that Ben would continue alone. I would never. He's literally just been thrown around, wedged into a rock, whatever.
It's too much.
And had to be pulled out. And now he's just going to go by himself. Makes sense. Diving back into the darkness, Ben retraced his steps, squeezed through the tunnel again and kept going, further than anyone had yet managed. He reached the T-junction, and then he kept going. By the end of the dive, he had laid another 100 yards of rope all the way toward Pattaya Beach. For the first time, there was now a reliable path for others to follow. The search had just taken a major leap forward. This whole rescue operation is just like a concoction of small little achievements that sort of like lead to the next thing. And it's all different people just doing small little things. It's crazy. Back at the camp, Major Hodges finally had something to work with. He spent 2 days trying to impose structure on the chaos, watching a country give everything it had to this mission. Thousands of volunteers, endless heart, but not much coordination. He knew it was time to bring in something more strategic. That afternoon, Hodges called together a small circle of experts, a kind of unofficial shadow team made up of top players from across the operation. There were the elite British divers, Rick Stanton and John Valanthan, Vern Unsworth, the British expat who knew this cave better than anyone, Tannet, the water engineer whose unorthodox ideas were proving effective, and Hodges' own team from the US Special Forces. He explained what his unit does, not to take over but to streamline, to bring clarity and momentum to complex problems. Up until now, no one had been viewing this operation from above, coordinating all moving parts. Soon, the group was swapping maps, sharing intelligence, and ranking rescue operations by feasibility and risk. For the first time, there was a focused, high-level conversation about real strategies, not just surviving the day, but actually pulling those boys out. And just like that, the real rescue planning had begun. And that is the end of part 1.
Excellent.
That rhymed.
It did.
What do you think so far?
Good.
Good. Excellent.
I'm very keen to see what happens.
Oh,
next.
there's so much that happens. There's so much that went into
Intriguing.
this fucking rescue operation. And we will see soon enough that they bring in more players, including an Australian anaesthetist. But that's jumping ahead. That's jumping ahead. So I don't want to spoil the story if you don't know it. But
What's
it's
the name?
so fascinating. Dr. Richard Harris.
Dr. Richard Harris. I've heard doctors talk about this before.
Yeah.
That they like personally know this guy. Like they're so proud of it.
This is him. He looks familiar, doesn't he? I reckon he does.
What kind of doctor is he?
Australian anaesthetist.
Oh, sorry, you already said that. Anaesthetist, yes.
That's what he looks like. That's
I
a more
remember this photo.
yeah. That's a more legit
I've
picture.
seen this photo. It's very famous.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a very famous photo.
in his
of
dive
him.
gear. Anyway, stay tuned next week for the continuation of the story. I think it's definitely going to be 3 parts. So
It's okay.
it's fascinating.
I was just thinking how hungry I am.
Can you imagine how hungry the boys are?
I know.
8 days in.
I know.
Fuck me dead.
8 days. And also, did they have water to drink?
Yes,
Why?
because the rainwater was flooding the cave.
Okay, and it was fresh enough to drink then.
Probably not, but they had no other choice.
Did any of them get like fucking dysentery or something?
No, they were very malnourished because you'll see that they were in there for like 2 weeks.
I do remember photos of seeing them come out.
Yeah.
So they had water supply because I'm thinking 8 days without water? Not really possible.
No, they would have died.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they just drank the water. Yeah. But
That makes
I'm
sense.
sure they did get unwell.
Yeah,
But
that's what I was thinking. Like,
no one died.
good.
I know. I'm so excited to tell the rest of it because it's fucking amazing. Anyway, we've got some comments. I might actually read them out.
Yeah. Oh, totally unrelated. I'm selling my violin, everyone.
Oh, that's right.
So if anyone's looking for an 1866 French-made violin,
Fucking hell. That's
worth
crazy.
around 20 grand, then
I was
come
gonna
at me,
say,
bro.
I was going to say, when you were talking about this on Messenger, I was like, did this violin belong to someone fucking famous? Why is it worth so
No,
much?
because it's a musical instrument, and it was made by a famous luthier, and it's French-made violin. And so basically, people don't realise this wood instruments like that, they're basically currency.
Oh.
If my violin is valued at 20 grand, then it is basically 20 grand.
Oh, right.
All the attachments on a violin are not worth anything. It's the wood and it's the label inside that make them worth something. So, yes, if anyone plays and you have money, come at me.
So we've had a request. Adam Stefan says, can you lovely ladies please do an episode on Beverly Elliott
Yes, that was asked last time, remember?
or Amelia Dyer?
So these are going to be, so obviously I've been doing the requests that people are doing.
Yep.
Are making, yeah? So if you send those 2 names to me, I'll do both of them.
I shall.
Easy
said,
peasy.
absolutely. This one is on We Are Burnt Out with Nursing, our Burnt Out Nursing episode. One person says, this is Laura, as a nurse/midwife with chronic illnesses and am deemed not appropriate for permanent contracts. I feel this in my bones. Sarah says, I've only just found this podcast. I'm so sorry you guys have been through this shit. Fellow colleague, ED nurse.
Thanks, girl.
Thanks, Queens. Got a couple of DMs on the Insta. There's a TikToker called Nurse Chill. And she's pretty well known, and she's sent us a big voice message, but it's like she's going through something with work at the minute, and so she has reached out to me and told me about it, and it's just like, you know, work dramas with TikTok and that. So we can't share it yet, but maybe eventually we will. Oh, this one's from Lisa. Hey, Georgia and Olivia, new listener here. After finding out from TikTok that you have a podcast, and I have had you on nonstop since episode 1. I love listening to you guys, the open and honesty of all things nursing, as well as the psycho-nursing/doctor stories. I absolutely love this podcast. I'm a third-year nursing student, but have been in health since 2012 as an aged carer, hospital assistant, AIN, and ward clerk.
Nice.
Keep up the amazeball work.
You've seen all sides.
Yeah. Keep up the amazeball work that you do. And Olivia, I have a love for crystals as well. I hope your business gets off the ground. Queen. Thank you, Lisa. Adam commented on your pendant and said gorgeous.
Thanks. Thank you.
And
also, if anyone wants like any gemstones from anywhere in the world, I can literally source anything for you and make it into jewellery. I have spent a lot of time getting some contacts going. Fucking emeralds from Colombia, sapphires from Sri Lanka, fucking wherever the hell, tourmalines, spinels, you name it, sapphires, diamonds. I can get it all for you. You just tell me what you want and your budget, and I will do it for you.
Perfect. This one is on Graham Stephen Reeves. Absolute.
Ooh.
Jess Pendlebury says, absolute cunt human. Should have been a wank stain.
Yeah, his mum should have fucking swallowed him. What a waste. He should have gone into a fucking condom and in the bin.
Absolutely. On the Elaine Bromley, Nurse Chill says, that was an interesting episode. You presented it so well. It scared the kajibas out of me though. How the heck did that happen? With so many experts and equipment on hand. But the way you explained it was brilliant. So well done, girls. On one of our random posts on Instagram, Jess Pendlebury said, I've been binge listening to this pod. I fucking love it. You guys are the funniest.
Nice, thank you. Even on our shit days, thanks.
Yeah, I know.
That means a lot.
Nurse Chill says you two would have been a lot of fun to work with.
Oh, girl.
You have no idea.
We had the best times ever.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
But we had each other.
We did. We did indeed. And I think that is it for now.
Elaine's Angels, Darling Angels, any comments on those?
No. So keep sending in your comments, your DMs. We love reading them.
Keep that view count
And
going up.
anything you want to say about any of the episodes, feel free, because we're an open book. Got any nursing nightmare feels? We'd love to do another one, so please send them our way. And yeah, follow our Instagram, Nurse Ratchet Podcast. And we will see you in the next one.
Yes.
Love ya.
Thanks for joining.
Peace out.
Bye.
Stay out of caves. Period.
Or don't.
Oh, I'm not coming in to save you. I'm so sorry. I'll die of fright the minute I enter. Anyway.
Maybe that guy that you were seeing should go and...
Oh, yeah.
of those
We'll
caves.
send him in.
Yeah.
I'll be like, hey, dickhead, I left my jacket in the cave. Can you go and get it? Right as monsoon season kicks off. Anyway, just kidding. Not really. Okay, bye.
Bye.